reviewing here. So Ice Bones, I just want to say Ice Bones was being a bit rude, so I took away the wrench. Right? Like I said earlier, you can disagree with people about things, about how they live their life. You can. No problem disagreeing. It's how you treat people. So don't treat people poorly, right?
A few moments later.
You are an
Why?
asshole, dickhead,
Well, I've been
because
nothing but nice.
you're pretending to be nothing but nice, but you
Change.
dickhead,
You were just
dickhead,
saying you were
dickhead,
just look.
quoting you,
I'll mute you,
dickhead,
dude.
quoting you,
I'll
dickhead, quoting you, dickhead. Oh, he is a liar. When you're standing at the ocean, you can only see a couple miles out.
yeah. What
To the
about it?
left of the boat, there's a buoy that's obstructed by the horizon. Uh-oh, that's not possible on flat Earth. Now, it is possible, in the right conditions, to have something blocked on a flat surface.
So if we have those conditions, we can have bottom-up obstruction on a flat surface. Do you agree with that or not?
I can make a prediction. I have the balls to do that. I will stand up and I'll say, here is my prediction for that distance, for that observer height. Here is the range of what we should expect for the bottom up obstruction. The question I have to every flat earther, does any flat earther have the balls to say, here is the flat earth geometry, optics, physics that predicts the amount of bottom up obstruction given these input values? Does any flat earther have that? Do any have balls? I don't think any do.
Yeah. If I could jump in for a second, I don't mean to change the topic, but if we could maybe go back to the you wanted some flat earthers to present some observations that are credible for flat Earth.
Yes, that'd be good.
All right, I got one to present. Can you hear me properly? I gotta speak quietly because it's 5 a.m. here in Poland.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll be quick. I'll grab the observation and I'll just present it. I'll present it in the side chat so it doesn't get lost in the text chat. If that's okay.
Okay.
All right, just give me 1 second. All right, so this is done at Revere Beach I think it's near Boston somewhere. All right, so I'm going to post the first image. All right, so this was taken from 15-foot observer height. Okay, this is a
So wait, you're
Nikon
putting it in.
P1000. In the
Where are
side
you?
chat.
Oh, there it is. Okay. All right.
All right, cool. So we got 15-foot observer height. We've got a Nikon P1000 with that's been infrared converted. Okay, and we have a 15-foot observer height, like I said, and we have a ship track in the distance. Okay, we can see the distance markation on Google Earth, and then we can see the red line, right? That's where the geometric horizon distance would be. Globe.
Okay.
Now, all right. So now, right. Next up, we have the ship. All right. So this is the screenshot from the ship tracking. All right. Just a moment. Here it is. Okay. So we have the coordinates here. Scarlet Isabella, and if you have a look, the coordinates match up on the Google screenshot.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Next up, we have a buoy that's basically between the ship and the observer. Okay, and the time that the observation was taken was around 3 p.m. And we have a reading from the buoy of the water temperature and the air temperature at 3 p.m. So I'll just post the data from that in the side chat. 1 second. All right, so here we go. There's that. And the temperatures. 1 second. It's the next one. All right, so we have air temperature 45 degrees, and we have the water temperature 45.9. pretty close, right? If anything, it would
Okay.
it would work against flat Earth, right? We could have a slight bit of upward refraction, maybe. Okay, so now
Well, all right, how far up is the air temperature at the top of the buoy?
yeah, so you
Or do you
can
know
see a
where?
picture of, well, it's just it's reading the air temperature. Yeah, it's probably not too far up above. Yeah, I'm not sure how tall the buoy is. Could look up the height of the buoy, but
Okay.
yeah, it's the reading that would go onto the, onto the weather report, that kind of thing for that particular area. Yes. Okay, so next up, all right, so here's just a picture of the clock. So a picture of the clock was taken at the location just to show you that the observation was done at the time that buoy reading was taken. Right, so the guy that did the observation, he specifically, like you did with your sunset, right? He waited to find a day that was going to have pretty much uniform water and air temperature, and he's using the infrared
Yeah.
as well, which helps a bit. All right, cool. Okay, next up, just a picture of the camera setup. Sorry, I'm a bit unorganized with this, but in just a second. All right, here's the camera setup. All right, so now I'll grab this is just a GIF of the observation. There's a ton more footage than this, but this will be helpful just for the presentation. All right, so we got the post. All right, it's just uploading now. All right, so this is the observation through the infrared from that camera. And what we'll see is the ship that's 10.6 miles out. Okay, and you can see the whitewash on the bottom of the ship. The ship's 10.6 miles away. And we have the geometric horizon distance should be at about 4.6 miles. Now we've pretty much mitigated the refraction issue as much as possible here. If anything, the refraction works slightly against FE.
So if you're going to do any low elevation measurements over water, well, your first goal is to have water temperature and air temperature be the same if possible. All right, what was the the distance to the ship?
10.6 miles. Right, so it should be about 22 foot hidden, something like 2 stories, 2-story building, a bit more than that.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Was the buoy also at 10 miles?
The buoy's in between the two. So if you scroll back up to the picture of the buoy, okay, with the data of the buoy, you can see the buoy just there. It's basically in between the ship. You can actually see it when he zooms in.
Who was the original source? Was this a YouTube video or where'd you get
No. This was my friend. You guys probably know him, Indio.
Oh yeah, I know Indio.
Yeah. What's up, Jesse? Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
All right. So yeah, I can post Indio's video of it. 1 second. So this is his video. It might have a bit more footage than I showed. If you contact Indio, he can show you a ton more footage of it and give you a bunch more details. But here's his video about it. All right, so with that, water to air temperature, like we really, I mean, to have this work on a globe, you would have to have a refraction coefficient of something like 0.8. Right, like a huge amount of extreme refraction. We don't have the conditions. We don't have the meteorological conditions
get
present.
I got about 0.3 as a necessary refractive condition for that.
All right, so I'll just pop in a screenshot from Walter Bislan's. A second.
According to Andrew Thomas Young, it takes about 0.13 degrees centigrade per vertical meter to have circulating rays. In other words, the ray of light matches Earth curve. So, and it wouldn't even need
Right.
to be that much, since the observer was not at they were a few feet above. So it wouldn't have.
Well, the observer's at 15 feet, right? And we have what would cause upward refraction. Okay, so it would work in reverse to that. So we're not going to get
But now,
light
why did you
bending.
put hidden 0?
Hidden 0?
Yeah, that's why it's got hidden
Oh,
0
that's
is what we
because
were
okay,
hunting
yeah,
for.
yeah. Okay, cool. So what I did with this one was I slid the refraction slider up until the boat had 0 hidden height.
Okay.
Okay, and that would have so to have 0 hidden height on the boat, which we see in the observation, you would have to have a refraction coefficient of 0.81. I mean, even if we put in 0, even if we put in, I'm right,
I'm
to
not
have,
seeing 0.
okay, we can see the whitewash from the
But
from the
yeah,
boat. Yeah, we can see the whitewash from the boat at the
sure.
bottom very clearly. What do you mean? There's nothing obstructed, right? It would be obstructed behind the horizon. The horizon should be at 4.6 miles. Okay, we don't see a horizon in front of the ship that's blocking anything because we see the whitewash from the ship.
Oh,
And
what
also,
was the
we
horizon?
the horizon should be 4.6 miles, the geometric horizon.
So what would be the hidden height, assuming
22 foot, assuming no refraction, with standard refraction, which shouldn't be possible in this case because we have what would cause upward refraction. So obviously we're not going to have 16%. We're not going to have that downward refraction. But it's yeah. So even with standard refraction, it would still be the bottom of the ship would still be hidden by a certain amount, and the geometric horizon wouldn't be much further away. Okay, it would be 16%, 14% further away.
How high was the observer? The camera?
15 foot.
And the boat
Yeah,
was
with
10
standard
feet.
refraction at 16 feet hidden. How high up on the boat does the whitewash go?
It doesn't look very high in the observation. I don't know, have another look at it again. I mean, it's probably not something you would be able to measure exactly.
Yeah, like, do you
But
have a picture of the boat from fairly close that you can like compare the two?
Yeah, I think so. Again.
So what we could do is, if we know the boat and how tall it is, we know how many degrees per pixel in the vertical, and so we actually could tell how high that whitewash actually is appearing.
Right. So this is right. So this is a horizon test as well, by the way. This is a geometric horizon test. Okay, so you would have to say that, like, where are you seeing the horizon? You're not seeing the horizon in front of the boat because you're seeing the whitewash. The amount of refraction you'd have to have a horizon at 10 miles, okay, that would be 0.81 refractive index. We don't have the meteorological conditions present to have that observation.
Well, you have a very limited snapshot of the meteorological conditions. Just to be clear, to be fair, you have one point of temperature above the surface,
Yeah, but it's in between
and you
point A
don't know
and
the
point B.
elevation.
Well, it's in
But you
between.
don't know. You don't have a vertical temperature reading, so you don't know. Is it colder another foot up? Is it warmer another foot up? You don't know that. You don't know even the height of the air temperature reading. So you don't know the meteorological conditions, so you can't say definitively that there is 0 refraction happening.
Okay, well, what we do know is that we have
Right?
warmer water than the air temperature. Okay, that would cause upward refraction. Okay, this is better than
feet above the surface.
any observation from any globe earther that I've ever seen. We literally have a buoy that's giving a reading right at the time of the observation between point A and point B. It's not bad. Like this is a decent quality observation. Also, we're using infrared as well. Right?
I
It's
don't
not
care.
just
Infrared
an
is nice because infrared is nice because it's a limited wavelength. It not
Right.
not and it reduces chromatic aberration, which is really bad in the Nikon cameras. But it's not magic. Infrared isn't refracting less in any
No.
quantitative amount that's going to matter.
No, I get it. I just remember
So
you were saying earlier that you had almost perfect conditions in your sunset observation because you had 1 degree difference between the water and the air temperature. I mean, you're doing that over a huge distance
yeah,
as well, where you could have a lot of fluctuations in the water temperature and the air temperature between point A and B. Okay, so this is much closer. It's only 10 miles. So, I mean, we're not seeing any sign of that geometric horizon. Okay, we don't see we don't see any miraging effects or anything like that.
well, we do see a horizon, which is impossible on flat Earth. Number one,
Oh, that's the most ridiculous thing I've
you
ever
can't
heard.
have a crisp horizon on flat Earth. It's
You trying to
100% impossible to have a crisp horizon on flat
yeah,
Earth.
horizons aren't very crisp. If you
You're
zoom
talking
right
about the
in,
horizon.
if you zoom right in on a horizon,
This
they're not
horizon is
crisp at
crisp,
all. Yeah, it's called a vanishing line.
but the one you're
It's a
showing me is
vanishing
crisp.
point.
You can actually, there's no such thing as a, it's not a, there's no such thing as a vanishing line in reality. That's just an art class technique. But you
No,
can
there
see
is
the
such a
actual
thing.
in your
Oh,
picture.
so
You can see the
yes,
waves.
you want to deny perspective. You
You can
deny
see
that we
the
have a
individual
vanishing
peaks
point.
of the wave. No,
Yeah, you
yeah,
can't have a
the
horizon on
vanishing
flat
point
Earth. That's
is
the most
is
ridiculous
just an
thing.
art. That's right. It would be blurry
It is blurry. When you
because
zoom right
there
in
would
on a
be
horizon,
nothing
it's
stopping
blurry.
the light from the 1,000 mile away other than the blur of the air.
Well, you're kind of getting a little bit off track
So
right
you
now
would never
because
have a crisp.
you meant to be talking about this
No, but
specific observation
you
and the
said this
distance
is
of the
our
horizon. So
no.
now you've
You
changed the
said
topic. You've changed
quote
the topic from whether you
quote
can have a horizon
quote
on a flat Earth or not. See, now
quoting
you were just
dickhead
saying you were
dickhead
just look.
quoting you
I'll mute you,
dickhead
dude.
quoting you
I'll
dickhead quoting you dickhead quote this is a horizon test unquote.
I'm
Your
going to
words,
mute you if
dickhead.
you if yeah look
Don't
okay.
I mean, you can
Did
mute
you
pretty much everyone,
did
but not make me
Look,
streaming.
did you
hold on a second. I'm just for a second, right? I'm gonna unmute you in a second, dude. Don't start screaming, dickhead. You just gave stop someone having mod powers on your server because you told him that you're supposed to be nice to people. I've been nothing but nice and respectful since I
unquote?
came in here, and now you're just
Now,
screaming and calling me a dickhead.
no,
You're
no,
making
no. Go
yourself look
back to the
terrible.
part where you said you're over talking me and you are the one that brought up
You're
the
over talking
topic.
me.
This is a horizon test.
A geometric horizon
Did
test.
you not
It's
say this is a horizon test?
yeah for
Did you
the
say
globe,
that?
the geometric horizon test.
Got it.
Yep,
So we're
it's
talking
nowhere
about
to be
that. So we're
found.
looking at
It's
the
nowhere to
crisp
be found.
horizon, something that doesn't work for flat Earth.
It's nowhere to. This is a globe test. Don't worry about
So
flat
you
Earth. The globe
falsified flat
fails
Earth
this.
in this observation.
How so? You're coping
The
hard
flat Earth
right now,
fails
dude.
this.
At least I made you
The crisp horizon.
I made you lose your shit by being calm and just showing you an observation. You started screaming out that I'm a
No, you were
dickhead.
an asshole over talking me.
No,
You
you
were
were
an
over
asshole
talking
over
me,
talking me.
dude. So
You
you start
you
screaming
brought up
dickhead over and
you
over
brought up
again.
the topic of the horizon, and now,
Thanks for the
you
clip, by the way.
didn't look at
Thanks for the
everything
clip. You
either.
made
On the
yourself look
left,
like a fool in this.
to the left,
Yeah, what
to the
about it?
left of the boat, there's a buoy that's obstructed by the horizon. That's not possible in flat Earth.
Yes, it is. Have you not heard of sinking refraction?
No, it's not.
Have you not heard of sinking?
Oh, now
All right,
there's refraction.
I've never said there
Oh,
wasn't
now there's
refraction.
refraction. Oh,
Yeah,
got
so
it. Now there is refraction.
you
First there was no refraction, and now there is refraction.
no, I
How
said you don't have
convenient for you.
this is what I said, right? So I said you don't have the conditions present to have the extreme refraction that would be required for this observation to work on a globe. I don't deny refraction. It's my favorite topic to talk about, actually. We could talk about
Ah,
refraction for hours if you like.
but it
But how come you can't be nice and just have a
whatever
normal
whatever it
conversation?
needs to do,
Why you got to
whatever
be
refraction
toxic?
needs to do, it does it for you.
No, no, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying here's an observation. I'm just
Oh, you
presenting
are,
the inf
100%. That's what you're saying.
No. See, when you
100%.
get cornered, you turn toxic.
No, you've falsified flat Earth is what you've done here.
How did I falsify
Because you
flat
can't
Earth?
have a crisp horizon, and you can't have that. You can't. I just said it, and you can't have a buoy blocked
Yes, you can.
I don't know why you can't have a crisp horizon on flat Earth.
Yeah, you absolutely can. And you can have
because there's
sinking.
nothing between you and the
Well, so
distance horizon. So you're just going to get the blur
can I
that
explain
is
this one?
due to the atmosphere going. Yeah, go ahead.
So the horizon is the eye level with you. It's the center of your spherical vision. The hemisphere is above. You guys turned it into you guys took that hemisphere, the sky hemisphere, and you duplicated it, you mirrored it onto the ground, but beneath you. But either way, so it's a sphere. You see in a sphere. Um, the horizon is a center point. So no matter what world you live in, that center point is gonna have a limit to it because the sphere is spherical. It's not a Euclidean infinite vision God mode. So because you're standing on the ground, because the ground is basically very close to that eye level horizon center of your vision. Um, it being close to the horizon is going to cause things to disappear bottom up because the angle from the things farther than your limit are basically converging into. Yeah, I think converging would be the right direction. Converging, maybe. Either way, it's basically intersecting with that limit of where you can see, and optically you're getting basically a cutoff close on the bottom because the ground is already basically at the center of your vision. Therefore, the things that you can see um, below it are less than the things you can see above the ground because there's nothing in the air to really cut off things. So that's why when you go higher in the air, you could see farther.
I would also like to add, if you go on Google Earth, where the canopy is where he's at, I put it in chat. It says 9 meters, so a little bit more than 15 feet. Just like last week.
Clearly,
Remember that?
yeah, clearly it's not 9 meters. And last
I
week,
remember
okay,
that.
yeah, so I looked that up. So in the forget the exact name of the channel, BLSM69, whatever it is. Okay, that was done in 2019. Okay, and it said 8 foot on his Google Earth screenshot. Okay, now they change the data sets sometimes. Okay, and in
Yep.
coastal areas, it can change by a couple of meters. It's
Yep.
it's not uncommon for that to happen. So it showed 2.3 meters higher in 2026, right? So if they change up the
How do you know
data
that?
set, in
How do you know that?
because I looked it up. It's
They
common for that to
No, hold on
happen.
a second. No, I understand what you're saying. Are you saying that you know it read 2.3 meters lower last 5 years ago?
No, I just see that in his video he took the screenshot from Google Earth and
Okay,
it said
because
8 foot. Okay, and
because
now
there,
it says 5 meters, but
no,
that's
no, no,
2.3 meters different. And they change data sets sometimes, and
no.
that affects areas close to the coast.
DJ, there's a comment less than 2 months later that says the exact same thing as I said. So you want to try that again?
Yeah. Post the comment.
Okay, sure.
Anyway, I'd like to continue
Yeah,
talking to
cool.
McToon
Yeah.
because he doesn't seem to think you can have bottom up obstruction on a flat surface,
Well,
which
no. Why are you running away
is
from your
well,
claim
I was
now
talking to
at
McToon. I was
the
talking
height?
to McToon. I
Oh
logged
yeah,
on
but
at
your height.
5 a.m. in the morning to talk to McToon. We can go over that after I finish talking to McToon.
Oh, but wait, your claim you just presented has the elevation off again. The observer elevation is off again. Why is this a common theme with your presentations?
Well, you haven't showed the evidence for this,
I
right?
just
Show
put it in
exact.
chat.
All right, let me have.
Yep. look at 10:46, or sorry, 46 after the hour.
Yeah, where's your marker? Where's your marker placed? It doesn't show it.
I don't know why I didn't capture my cursor, but my mark.
Not your cursor. You should put a little marker there, right? So
Yeah,
it's
I'll go back and do that. I'll go back and do that. But
that
it's right over the canopies where he was taking the pictures at.
which canopy? You need to put it on the exact spot that he was at.
Yep. Yeah, it's right next to the clock tower.
Right. So also, Indio was extremely careful with this observation as well. Like he made sure he even took a picture of the clock.
Yep.
Okay.
that's
He's
why
not going to lie about the elevation.
Okay.
It's dude. You know, Indio is not a liar. Anyway,
Oh, he is a liar.
we,
That is
we,
well done.
you're a. If you think
Oh
that
my
things,
God, that's
if you
so
think
funny.
if you think that you can't have
Indio lies a lot. Oh
bottom
my
up,
gosh.
if you think you can't have bottom up disappearance on a flat surface, that's ridiculous. Let's go over it. I got
Oh my God.
citations. I can show
Oh
you
my God.
demonstrations right now of bottom up disappearance on a flat surface. What's the definition of sinking refraction, MCTOON? What's the definition? Do you know it?
All right.
I can tell
Yeah,
you.
it's where it's where you've got an inverted index of refraction gradient,
And what would cause
and
that?
it can cause things to be lower than higher. That
Right.
would be where you have a higher temperature air low to the ground and cooler
Mhm.
temperature air just above it.
Okay, so do we have that in the observation? We have a degree difference. And then the buoy that you're
We
talking about,
we
the
don't
buoy,
know. We don't have the data.
we do have the data.
We have one air temperature. That's it. One air temperature.
Okay. Right. So the air temperature is warmer in the
That's
okay,
it.
so it is between
One
point A and point B.
one air
Yes.
temperature.
Well, it's not the opposite, is it? So you don't have cooler air temperature than the water temperature.
But how high above the water was it?
I don't know exactly. It's the buoy that you can see in the observation.
Oh,
Right
okay.
right between the ship
All right.
and the person.
So
Okay, but okay, so the buoy in the
is
distance.
it
So
is
you
it
just said
is
you
it
can't
1
have
foot? Is it 1 foot above the water? Is it
no,
10 feet
it's a
above the
it's a
water? And what is 20 feet above the water?
well,
Don't
look it
know.
up. Look up the buoy. So
Ah.
you made a claim
You
earlier.
want me to do
You made
your work. You want me to
no
do
you
your work for you. Got it.
hey. Notice
Of
how what you're
course.
doing right now is you're
Always
talking over the top of me
yeah,
because you're too
that's like
scared.
DMOC.
You're too scared. No, you're too scared to have a normal conversation, so you have to keep talking over the top of me. It's pathetic. Great. So you claimed that you can't have sinking
Let's-
refraction over a flat surface, but you just said when you have an inverted refractive index, okay, an inverted temperature gradient, you can have bottom-up obstruction, and that would happen just the same over a flat surface. Okay. The definition of sinking refraction is something that would normally be visible on the geometric horizon or geographical horizon, apparently sinks beneath it, even though the line of sight is geometrically unobstructed. So you lied just then when you said that you can't have bottom-up obstruction on a flat surface. I can show you demonstrations on a flat floor as well, where you add cool air up into the top portion of the room, and
I'll
just let me
clarify.
finish. Just let me finish talking, and then you can clarify.
I'll not
That's how
clarify then.
that's how a normal conversation works, right? I finish talking, and then I wait for you to finish talking, and we have a normal conversation that can be a friendly conversation. Okay, so if we have those conditions, we can have bottom-up obstruction on a flat surface. Do you agree with that or not? Because you just said we couldn't earlier, so now do you still stick with that? Because you just said that we could, basically.
I'll let you finish. Then I'll have my rebuttal.
I asked you a question. Obviously, I'm finished if I asked you a question. You got to answer the question, though,
Finish your
right?
presentation, then I'll talk.
I just asked you a question, and you went silent because you didn't want to answer it because you would have contradicted what you said earlier.
I wanted to clarify my point, but you don't want me to. You just want to ask me a question and then continue talking. Not going to happen. When you're done
No,
talking,
I
let me know.
I didn't
Then I'll
I
have
didn't
my chance.
continue talking. I asked you a question and then I stopped talking and then it was just a silence, right? Because you didn't want to respond because you know the answer is yes, you can have bottom-up obstruction on a flat surface because you just stated that you could earlier when you have sinking refraction. I can demonstrate it on a flat floor right now if you want and just show you that you can have it. But you already know that
All
you
right,
can
I
have
will.
it.
I will know. I guess I won't.
You sound like you're
You
upset
ready?
now.
Are you ready to
because
let me talk? Are you ready to let me talk? Are you ready to let me talk? Mute
I've been
yourself
asked.
and stand by. Okay? Mute yourself and stand by. I'll
You're gonna
wait for you
answer
to
my
mute yourself.
question. Just
I'll,
answer my
I'll watch.
question.
I'll watch. I will
Answer my
watch for
question, or
your
you're just
icon
showing
to
that you're a
turn
liar
red
if you don't.
so that I know that you won't overtalk me. Just
All
go
right.
ahead.
Just
Mute
mute
yourself so I know
yourself.
you won't be overtalking me.
No, you can answer my question first.
So
I
you
asked you a
don't want
direct
to mute
question. Just say yes or
and
So you
no.
won't
just
let me talk.
come
Got
on,
it.
I
man.
You
asked
don't
you a
want to let me
question. Why are you scared to answer my
you won't let me
question?
have an. I'm not
Dude,
scared to answer your
you're so
question.
bad
You are
faith.
scared
Yes,
to let me have an uninterrupted response to you. That's what
no,
you're
you
scared of.
can answer the question and then go on your
Go ahead.
rant with your whole
Mute
response.
yourself. Mute
Just get to
yourself
the
when
point.
you're ready to when you're ready to let me
Just
talk.
Argue. Stop the
let
squabbling. Get to the
MCTOON
point.
go, please.
All right. To clarify my point about you can't have a buoy blocked beyond the horizon, because you were making it a point that this was a geometric test. If it's a geometric test, that means that you have excluded refraction, that you are not including any refraction conditions in this at all. But now there is refractive conditions. You've changed your story, and you do not have the data available to determine. So you're conjecturing. That's fine. You can conjecture. I can conjecture too, when that's all we have. Now, it is possible, in the right conditions, to have something blocked on a flat occurrence, because you have to have the less dense air near the ground and the more dense air above it. This is an unstable condition, and you see lots of visible artifacts when this happens, because the air wants to be swapping back into places. So you get layering, you get slicing, things like that, like you see in the claimed black swan. That is indicative of that type of. Oh
no, you would have the
your
opposite.
turn, I guess.
You would have the opposite refraction in the black swan. You would have to have looming in the black swan, not sinking. Right, so you just contradicted yourself, right? That was a silly thing to say. So you guys have to say in the black swan that you would have downward refraction, not upward refraction. So what you just said was pretty silly. Thank you for the clip, though.
Well, I was in the middle of talking, and you, being the asshole that you are,
Well,
had
you've
to
been
jump right in
bullshitting.
again
Well,
without
you've been
letting
bullshit.
me.
Everything you said is
Over
bullshit.
talking me. Asshole won't stop talking over me.
You were screaming "dickhead, dickhead, dickhead" earlier, like a pathetic child.
You are a dickhead. You are an
Why?
asshole dickhead.
Well, I've been
Because
nothing
you're
but nice.
you're pretending to be nothing but nice, but you won't let me talk.
Because
You
you're
weren't even
bullshitting.
listening to me.
Yeah, I was listening to
Blah,
everything
blah,
you were
blah.
saying.
You
It
won't
was all
listen to me.
bullshit.
You're just over talking me. You wouldn't let me finish. You had to jump
Wow.
in.
It's
Why don't you and
funny how you
DMOC go and
turn into
have a
this.
little parade of over talking people?
Funny how you turn into this freaking gargoyle type character when you get cornered.
I'm not cornered. You won't let me talk. You jump in.
You sound pretty triggered to me.
Well, why don't you
Because you're
shut up and let him
constantly
talk?
jumping in.
Because he's bullshitting, right? He just said that in the Black Swan we have upward refraction, and he said in the Black Swan we have upward refraction because it's chaotic, because
No, I
the
didn't,
air strength.
asshole.
Yes, you
I didn't
just
say
said
that, asshole. I
it's
did not say
it's
that,
recorded.
asshole.
It's
I
recorded.
didn't say that, asshole.
You
Yeah,
never
you
said
did.
that.
He did. It's recorded. It's going to be clipped, right? This is a great clip. I'm enjoying
Idiot.
this.
Shut the fuck up and let him talk.
Here's what I said.
You shut the
Stop
fuck up.
talking. Stop talking. Stop talking. Stop talking. Okay, asshole? Stop talking. I said
Wow.
you get visible artifacts when you have unstable conditions. like in the Black Swan. I didn't say sinking. I said visible artifacts, asshole.
No, that's not all you said, right? We
Now
can play
let's
it
talk
back.
about
what he
your 9 meter observation height.
No, he hasn't. He doesn't know that that's the exact
Wesley
position
put in.
that India was standing in.
Well, he
No,
put
when he
in
put
right here.
no, when he put
the
19,
pin.
when he
He
put the
put the
9 meter
pin.
one, we don't
Look
even
at
see
that
the
pin
pin.
right there that he put in.
What is that? Where
And
India
over
was
here
standing?
we have the 9 meter.
Is that where India was standing?
I don't know. He got the picture
he know?
there. He got the awning out on it.
That's the
How
clock.
does he know
right?
that?
That's the clock.
No,
The
that's
picture
a
of
clock that he. So he walked and he took a picture of the clock, which is in. That's not where the camera is, right? You don't know where the camera is. You're just guessing. You're
So
just
he
guessing.
walked 10 miles to take a picture of a clock, then walked
Why
10
would it be
miles.
10 miles? Why would it be 10 miles? Where are you getting that from?
He was
That's
in
just
a
ridiculous.
If you look at your picture, he's in a covered canopy area. There are 2 covered
Okay.
canopy areas around that picture.
But you don't know exactly where this one is. You don't know where this one is. You're just guessing. It doesn't look like it's 20 meters
both
high
of those-
from where
Well,
he's standing.
we have to guess. We have to guess because he didn't do the detail. And it's not 20 meters. He said 9 meters is what he has in that picture there, right?
Yep. And there's
Yeah,
2
look.
canopies right by that clock. There are other canopies up and down the beach, all of that which range between 8 and 10 meters. So
Oh yeah, you checked them all, did you?
I checked 4 of them. Yep. If you want to find another one that's smaller than that, go ahead. It'd be weird if
Alright.
it was. But
Well, look. This is what I'll do, right? I'm not here in bad faith. I'm
yeah,
not here
you
in
did
bad
this.
faith.
You
No,
did this
no, I
last-
didn't. I was
you did
presenting an
last-
observation. No, I presented an observation that someone did, and he had a screenshot from Google Earth that said that the elevation height was 8 foot. Now, you guys, you hardcore conspiracy theorists, right? You're saying that he photoshopped that in or something like that.
That's so good. Clip
Well,
that.
that's what you guys say now. These observations have to have been faked because they destroy the globe, right? So that's why you guys are
No.
coping about these things. You happen to say that the flat earthers are lying because these observations wreck the globe. So you guys have to say, oh, the flat earthers are faking everything.
Flat
now.
earthers lie. They do lie
You
a lot.
lie.
I mean, it's
you
pretty,
just
pretty
you
bad.
just lie. You said you can't have bottom up obstruction because you said the buoy, right? We can see a buoy way off in the distance.
But I was
that's
clarifying, but you
obstructed.
wouldn't let me
Don't talk over
clarify.
me. No, look who's
You
you're
don't
just
want to let
talking
me
straight over the top.
clarify.
Don't talk over the top of me. Let me
Because
finish
you don't.
my
Yeah,
sentence.
you just want to make like I'm lying because
No, you
because
cornered
it fits your
again.
narrative.
Hey, don't talk.
No, I'm
Let me
not
finish what
cornered.
I was saying.
You're
Okay, so did you say?
No.
Did you say the?
I'm not going to let you
Did you
finish what
say
you're
the
saying.
following?
I'm going to just
Oh,
talk over you
really?
like you talk over me.
Bro,
Because
you're gonna
all
get
you
mute.
do is talk
I'll
over
just
me.
mute you, bro.
You can't let me talk.
Bro, I
No,
told
ahead.
you.
I was
Do that.
talking.
Go ahead.
You can't mute MCTOON, bro. He's streaming. We're streaming.
Well,
He's the reason
look,
everyone's
bro.
here. Can't mute him.
Yeah. But queue up, right? He's just interrupting me. He's talking straight over.
I
the
know
top of me.
Globers are annoying as fuck, but he's the show right now, so don't mute him.
All right. Well, I can just leave if that's the case, dude.
No, just
Okay,
deal with.
bye.
I mean, you're
Well,
both doing.
He's
good.
not. Yeah, he wants me to go. He'd love me to go right
yeah.
now because
Are
he's
these
getting wrecked.
debates always so pointless, like with
Come
all
back.
the
You don't have too much
squabbling?
time to
So-
stay.
Okay. Thanks,
yeah.
thanks, feminist that
Queue
doesn't
up.
want to hear the debates between
Hey,
guys,
hey,
but you're
queue
gonna
up.
let
I
I
them
just
just wanna-
think
hear
that like
anyway.
you guys aren't actually talking about the points. You're more talking theatrics around the points. Just get to it.
What you're doing
I'm
is
trying to
literally
make a point.
meta. What you're doing is meta.
know, so
Congrats.
get to
You are
it.
very ironic, woman. Good job.
What
Yeah,
does
look,
being a
if-
woman have to do with anything?
Because you're being meta, and you're trying to talk about
Point
meta,
something out.
and women
It's
always
like-
do
it's
that,
just
and
really
you guys
annoying.
actually don't. You want to hear guys make points because you don't make points.
That's not true at
Right.
all. I just want to hear the actual debate.
This is meta. This is meta.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, look. Let's
That has
continue
nothing
it.
to do with it, though.
All right, MCTOON, did you say that the buoy, you said there's a buoy behind the horizon off in the distance, and because it's obstructed bottom up, that wouldn't be possible on a flat surface. Did you say that earlier or not?
Because you said there's no refraction happening.
No, did you say that earlier or not? You can't have bottom up obstruction on a flat earth. You said that.
I was going. Remember when I clarified, but you weren't listening to me clarify. I'll let the rest of the people who were listening.
Did you say
to me,
it?
remember, they'll just go back in their head and remember what I said when I was clarifying.
It's recorded. It's all recorded. Everyone heard you say it, and it's recorded.
Go ahead.
So
Yeah, you've said that
anyone
many
listening
times.
to it,
Go get the recording and play it. Go get the recording and play it right now. Go.
no,
Chop chop.
this will be all clipped and
Oh,
repeated.
but you could get
Yeah.
it, but you're not going to
That's
get the
right.
recording. When you ask, do I need to get the recording? The answer is yes.
I didn't
you
say
to
do
get
I
the
need. I
recording.
said it's
Go ahead.
recorded. I didn't say I'm going to go get it. I never said that.
Oh, there's a buoy that's obstructed by the horizon. Uh-oh, that's not possible in flat Earth. Oh, got it. Okay. Now,
Yeah, I'm busy
when
talking.
I
So I'm
was
not going to go do
clarifying,
that.
the people that were listening, they heard me clarify.
Yeah, what
To the
about it?
left of the boat, there's a buoy that's obstructed by the horizon. Uh-oh, that's not possible in flat Earth.
Oh yeah, what was the clarification? What was the clarification?
If you'd been listening, you'd know.
You don't even know what. Okay, so you said that you can't have. There's a buoy in the distance. Oh look, it's hidden behind the horizon. You can't have that on a flat Earth. And then you said you claimed no refraction. I didn't claim there's no refraction. I just said the meteorological conditions, right, aren't going to allow you to have a refraction coefficient of 0.8, obviously, because we have almost uniform air and water temperature. Okay, it's going to vary slightly because
And I
things.
I don't
Yeah.
get 0.8.
Okay, so Walter Bislin's calculator's wrong then, is it?
No, I used Walter Bislin's 0.3.
Okay, so what have I put in
27
wrong?
foot 27 foot
Oh,
observer height.
no, he's just guessing the location where Indio was standing. You can't just guess where he was standing. Look, we could continue this next time, and I can contact Indio, and I can get the exact location from where he's standing, right? And then we can work out if the observation height is correct or not. If that's what this is going to come down to,
Awesome.
then okay,
Yeah,
then we
yeah,
can
and
we
also
can continue it another time.
Get the vertical temperature. Get the vertical temperature of the buoy, not just one point, but multiple points. That'd be great.
Okay, so the meteorological conditions for you to have this crazy refraction coefficient.
Makes sense.
What?
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that could skew the data. So why wouldn't you want that?
Want what?
Vertical information about temperature.
Well, what we do have between point A and point B is a buoy, okay, that has the water temperature and the air temperature reading. Okay, so even in the like the transcontinental arc of the parallel, they weren't taking readings right up to a certain height. They were just taking one reading down low at half a meter, and then they were taking one reading at 2.5 meters. Okay, they didn't have a perfect pressure and temperature reading of the vertical refractive index reading. In fact, none of the Glober's observations have that. Not one that I've ever seen, right, has that. Okay,
But in an extreme case like this, wouldn't that be useful?
Extreme
There's
case.
utility.
Well, how's this an extreme case? Who's this guy that I'm talking to? Thought I was talking to
It's
McToon.
Lush. Hey, hi.
You sound drunk. You sound
His
drunk. I don't
name
want to
is
talk to some
Lush.
drunk. Yeah, I don't want to talk to some drunk guy.
All right. Later.
Later.
I don't know who Lush is, but that's a good name.
Anyway, McToon, it's been fun.
Oh man.
It's 6 a.m. here where I'm at, so I appreciate the conversation, even though it got heated, even though you kind of lost your shit a bit. You know,
Hey,
try to stay a
DJ.
bit calmer.
DJ,
All
you're a
right,
loser.
yeah, there we go. Coping. All right, sorry. Okay, thank you, Sarah, for calling me a loser.
Yeah, that was very contributive.
Yeah, really
Just
helped
talk to
the.
the facts.
Just like pointing out I'm a woman is really contributive,
Now
right?
the other girl's gonna jump in. Yap yap yap.
Yeah,
Alright,
because you
so-
don't have a point. You have to deflect the fact
Wesley,
that
it's your
I'm
turn.
having
Yap,
sex
Oh
with
my
a
yap,
female.
god. So
You have no
McToon,
point. Deflect
McToon,
more,
yeah,
loser.
yeah, so I'm not making hyper-specific claims here, right? So when globe earthers make hyper-specific claims, obviously you would have to have extremely accurate readings of the refractive index between point A and point B. I'm not making a hyper-specific claim. I'm just showing you that we see a boat that's 10 miles away. The horizon should be 4.7 miles away. We have roughly uniform air and water temperature. In fact, we have slightly warmer water temperature. Okay, and you don't have the conditions that would make this work on a globe. Okay, we don't have all of the data that would love to have temperature and pressure gauges all the way along between point A and point B, but you guys don't have any of that for any of your observations
You
anyway.
don't have the observer height.
Yeah, we do have the observer height, but you think it's a
for sure.
lie, right?
It's
So
a
you
big
have to
good.
say it's a lie. So
27
look,
feet.
look, that's
27
what this is.
feet.
Second time in a
No,
row you've done it.
no, he's just guessing that. No, it's not me that's done it, right? I'm
Yeah,
just
I
telling,
did.
I'm showing you an
Yeah, India was
observation.
just guessing.
Yeah.
No,
India was just
okay.
guessing. Yeah.
Dude, I'm
Right.
looking at the dropped pin height at Revere Beach, and it's showing it at 2.9 meters, that exact spot. So somebody's just making stuff up.
Can you post that in chat? Because I'd like to see what you're using.
I'm using Google Earth.
Yeah, can you drop it in chat? Because I did the same thing, so I want to see if we're using.
I see 9 meters.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you know that's where Indio is? You're just guessing.
I did all the canopies that
Oh.
were around the clock. Okay. Just all you have
Look,
to do
look.
is have Indio provide the GPS data of where he was, and then also provide the whole camera shot from zooming in to zooming out. That would be nice too, to make sure.
Yeah, he's got all of that. He's got a ton.
Okay,
He's
'cause it's
even
not in-
got
not
it in
in his-
different wavelengths and everything. All right,
Yeah,
so
it's
I did post a video
Why do you
that
talk over? Why do you talk over? What
Um,
and post the whole? It's not in his YouTube video.
He does
so-
that a lot.
Yeah, I
oh
noticed.
yeah, dude, McToon, you're full of shit. You've been doing that the whole time, right? You've been over talking me. You're not fooling anyone. You're just fooling your little cronies.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear Wes. You were over talking. Could you stop talking? I want to hear Wes.
So I have the screenshot showing it at 2.9 meters. I can send it to one of you guys, but I can't post in this chat.
Blame
Travis.
Q up for that. Blame
Hey,
Q up for that.
Travis, if you DM it to me, I'll post it in the side chat. Thanks.
Awesome, thanks.
Bet.
Why does he use the side chat? Just put it in the main chat.
No, the main chat gets chaotic and everything just gets. That's why I was presenting in the side chat, because people are posting and then what I posted last gets lost. Right, so that's the only rebuttal, is that Indio's lying. Okay, cool.
He's known to do that.
Oh yeah, what's Indio lied about? Name
He
one
is.
thing. Yeah, name something. Name something that he's lied about.
Okay, so
Check your DMs.
Travis.
Indio was talking about on Twitter. He was talking about a star visibility problem that he thought existed. It wasn't a problem. That he was so. It was. I don't think it was even. I think it was just some people that were out doing some stuff. They weren't anything in our vicinity, in our flat Earth, globe Earth conversation. And they're up on I think it was an island in the South Pacific. Not certain exactly where, but they were able to see stars that he thought was 100% proof that the Earth was flat, because they could see these stars. And I did the analysis, and I'm like, oh, from that elevation at that location, you should be able to see those stars. And he was gonna come back and reanalyze it, but he didn't. I don't know if that was really a lie. That was just him being wrong and proving the globe, which he's good at.
All right, so
But he never did come back to my
well, let's maybe we can
reanalyze
next time I come back, I'll bring Indio with me. Okay, we can go over this whole thing together. But Travis has just put the location height in the side chat there. Have a look at it. 3 meters.
Can the gentleman who said it was 20?
Hey, Q-Up, can we grab Travis some image perms?
I sent him all the criteria he needs to pass to get the texture Perms.
Awesome.
He's got to subscribe to a bunch of
I
channels.
love-
We got
I
a
love
lot
your
of YouTube
criteria.
channels that need some love.
So good, Q up.
It's really it's
I love
working
it.
really well for me.
Yeah, that's weird that his his is a phone app and mine's the internet. I don't know why they're so far off. That's crazy. But yeah,
It's almost like you made it up and lied, I'm thinking.
you could see it in my chat. Go up and look. I didn't lie.
Yeah, go
We
look at
use-
the side chat. It's right there.
Okay. All right. Well, this one fits,
Right
with
there.
what Indio was saying. Look, he said it was a bit lower. He said he actually added a bit just to add a bit of, grace for the Globers, because we can always
Yeah,
afford to do
just-
that
yeah, just
with our
cherry pick
observations.
the-
Oh, look, who's talking over someone?
pick the right
You're
one.
talking over me again. Why are you talking over me again,
I
McToon?
thought you were gone. I thought it was 6 a.m.
Oh, you would love me to go. Yeah. I mean, look, this has been great. Okay. There's no point continuing it with you. It's been shown, right? You've been shown to have lost your shit. When
This
I'm
is the
being polite to
Minnesota
you,
goodbye.
you
It just
start
never ends.
you start screaming out that I'm a dickhead. Yeah, because Travis came along with some new information. Anyway, yeah, I can keep listening. I'm going to put myself on mute, and you can keep strawmanning me or
DJ.
whatever you want to do.
Yeah, bye, DJ.
Yeah. Yeah, I stopped it there. That was basically it. It doesn't get brought up again.
Yeah, that thing that he just brought up. That was a complete and utter lie, and he knows it was a lie. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I brought up to him. I went into what is it? Earth Awakenings when he was over there, and I mentioned it to him that he ghosted me on that thread. So he knows that he didn't answer me because I went and I got still Stellarium doesn't what he said was Stellarium doesn't correct for refraction. If there was refraction in it, then it would work on a globe. So I went and got software that's used for aiming telescopes called C2A. Yeah, and it don't work on a globe either. So you can see the entire Southern Cross from 28 North, which is the Canary Islands. And in this program, you can add atmospheric refraction correction and the elevation of the observation, and both of which, when you do them, it's still you're not supposed to be able to see the entire Southern Cross, which the guy did, and he took a picture. So I did answer him, because I'm going to post the tweet right in the chat right now. Dude is just a compulsive liar. But DJ, that was phenomenal. Seriously, that's probably the best. That's the best takedown I ever heard of him, but probably one of the best I've heard in a really long time, dude. So thanks for taking my video and taking that ball and carrying it a little bit further. That was great.
Dude, thanks. Yeah, that wouldn't have been possible without your videos. Appreciate it.
Absolutely brilliant. I'd be laughing in the background, man. Especially when he started to implode and started calling you an arsehole over and over. Really flipped.
I could hear his voice change, man. He sounded like he was about to start crying.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite part was when he wouldn't answer the question of whether you can have bottom-up obstruction on a flat surface. He just went silent.
For a good 15 seconds, didn't say anything. And then it was just attacking you.
I just posted my answer that I didn't give him. He never answered me, so. And you did that on his stream? That's freaking awesome. Yeah, his audio wasn't going out, bro. He was like pulling the mic plugs, DJ, so his audience wouldn't hear him.
Yeah. He sounded like his head was buried underneath something at some point. If he's got anything about him, he must look back at that and realise that was really embarrassing for him. If he's got anything about him at all. I was kind of, I mean, I don't care, embarrassing himself all he wants, but you have to be some kind of stupid to not be embarrassed by that. He's trying to cover himself trying to attack DJ the majority of the time. It's really weird.
Yeah, dude, that was awesome, dude. If I had a litter, dude, we'd all be carrying DJ around on it, man. Like, fucking seriously. Parading his ass through the street. That was awesome.
It's when he said on a flat Earth, a horizon wouldn't exist.
Dude,
That
that's
was
something they say on X, man.
That's just
There
weird.
wouldn't be a crisp horizon on a flat Earth. It would be blurry.
Well, okay.
But then I show him the sky free observation with the boat. I'm like, okay, so this is a flat lake. It has to be flat at this distance in the globe. Why is it a crisp horizon? Then they just shut up.
What was your observation height? Do you know?
It's about 15 feet. I think I got to go look it up. That clock is a geodetic marker.
Okay.
So I think it has an actual USGS elevation that was surveyed.
Okay.
I think I used that. I'm almost positive I did. Yeah, I did. I used a topographical map. Yeah, hold on, let me find it. I'll pull the map up. Just gotta find where I had it.
I just like at the end of the day, if you round up all of our lives together, it's you're all liars. Injo's lying, DJ's lying. DJ's a really nasty person and keeps over talking everybody. He's a liar too. Yep, everyone's a liar. Height's a lie, the distance a lie, everything's a lie.
The only reason DJ didn't snap out is because it was 6 o'clock in the morning at his house. He had to control himself. It had nothing to do with MCTOON. He was like, man, I'll get freaking murdered by the wife.
Yeah, she was sleeping just nearby. I was trying to be quiet, calm.
Thank the wife, dude. Man, she contributed.
Definitely.
Her rolling pin did wonders. Yeah, I think I use a geodetic control marker. I'm almost positive. I looked at a topo map. So on the topographical maps, on the legend it has geodetic control markers, a triangle with a dot in the middle, and that's right at where the clock tower is, and it gives you the elevation. So this is a control point that you can set up your theodolite and survey from there using that as the 0 point. So if they want to say that elevation's wrong, then yeah, they got issues.
Well, they sent
hold
two
on, let me find it.
screenshots. They said one screenshot was 9 meters and the other one was 20 meters.
20 meters.
Yeah.
First of all, 9 meters would be at top of a 3-story building, and 20 meters would be what, a 6-story building? I actually have a photo from 6 stories up from the same spot.
Wow.
And I can see the tops of those pavilions.
Is this close to where you were standing? This one that Travis found here? Just popped it in the side. I mean,
Here, let me scroll up. Yeah, it was about there. Yeah, I was more toward the wall because so it's a pavilion, right? And so there's like a wall on the beach side, and it's a picnic table right against the wall. I set the camera up on the picnic table. You can see the wall in the photograph of the camera I took. So he's off by, but it's the same. This is the same level. It's a concrete pad. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Underneath this, it's all the same height. There's nothing different.
Yeah, I think I stopped the video. I think there was a little bit more where they tried to keep going on about the height being wrong. and then Jesse, Path of Light, jumped in
Oh
and
God.
said, well, he actually he defended me and not them, and he said that where they put their marker for the elevation is detecting the elevation of the roof, and he said if you put the marker in a slightly different spot, it goes down to exactly 15 feet. And he said he thinks that Indio was correct about it being 15 feet, which shut them up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was pretty careful about that. Let me see. I gotta.
But it was a horizon test, so no.
It's a horizon test, and there should be no horizon on a flat Earth. So you lose. So stupid.
Yeah.
God, the desperation.
No, he was even more desperate by pointing out the bendy cranes in the Black Swan picture.
That was a nice aside he tried to escape down one. I like the way that he said that DJ was denying refraction, whilst for the majority of the time, DJ was explaining what you would need for refraction in a certain direction.
Dude, because all they have is their script, man. Literally, DJ knocked him off script. And all he could do is go back to it, right? He went back to the same old tropes that he uses, right? He just tries to use tropes and slogans and gimmicks and all sorts of stuff, dude.
Yeah, I'm really convinced that utilizing this the Walter Bislin calculator, right, where we can actually play with the slider and modeling our observations with that is killer, dude. Right, DJ, when you brought it was 0.8, right? Like these are extreme cases, man. I remember I did the Black Swan one, and it was like a 0.9894. You know, it's basically, it's almost 1, man. So that type of stuff, I don't know. But great job, DJ.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, I like using Walter Bislin's calculator as a hostile witness because most of the observations you have to slide it up to, full, basically, right? And then we don't have any crazy distortions or anything off in the distance or miraging effects, and the meteorological conditions just aren't there for that to be possible. So it's a great hostile witness. I like using the Flat Earth Insanity refraction slider the best. Because it's called Flat Earth Insanity. It was made by an anti-flat earther, but it only goes up to 120%, which is still a crazy amount, but it doesn't work for any of the observations. You max it out and there's still a stack of hidden height. It's a funny one.
100, is it 120% greater or a total value of 120%, as if it were like 20% higher? Because that sounds just about
no,
like
100. Well, 0%. 0% is no refraction. Yeah.
Okay.
And then like 16 or 14 to 16% or whatever would be 7/6. Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Just another globe. Just making the globe bigger and smaller, essentially.
Well, wait, hang on. If you think about it, if 17% on that slider is equivalent to like a 0.17 on the Walter Bislin calculator, right? I mean, that's like going 100% is going to a full 1 on the Walter Bislin calculator, right?
No, a full 1 on the Walter Bislin calculators is flat Earth refraction level, like flat Earth level refraction. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So it might not scale 1 to 1 there.
Well, you got the two different types of you got the K factor or whatever. You got the refraction coefficient. I forget the technical terms for them both, but one of them is like 1.17 would be the same as 0.17 on Walter Bislin.
Right on. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. A value versus the refraction coefficient. Those terms screwed me up for a while. But yeah, it's context specific, and they're more or less interchangeable, but not really, because one scales non-linearly. Right, the K value. Right, like when it goes to 1, you've hit an infinite radius, so to speak. Right. Gotcha. Yeah, it's a killer, man. Great job.
Yeah, so in my version of the replay, I'm going to put a bunch of clips of him saying certain things at the start, right? Like earlier in that same stream, he was talking about how if you have uniform water and air temperatures, then you can't. It mitigates refraction, basically, is what he was saying.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Yeah,
So it's going to be like the beginning of a TV series, so later in this series.
Well, I
Or
just want to
earlier
point
in this
out.
series, he said this, and this, and then later in this series, we're going to make him say that and that.
Yeah. Just want to point out the blatant contradiction.
Yes. Brilliant stuff, mate. Yeah, can't wait to see the
Contradictions on how you should behave, and contradictions about fraction, contradictions about bottom-up obstruction.
Well, you notice how much they were just throwing shit against the wall from Go, right? As soon as you got in and they realized what was happening, you got a better picture of the boat? How do you know those are waves? How are the waves on the side of the boat? Like the shit that they were saying, just like they just started getting more and more desperate trying to nitpick it.
Yeah. How high the waves were on the bottom of the boat struck me. So a couple of foot.
Why would that matter?
Yeah.
Like, why would it matter what the wake of the boat is? You're not supposed to be seeing a wake.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, we shouldn't be seeing that, and you want to know how to.
Have you ever heard them scrutinize the globe earthers tests like this?
You mean like his sunset?
Yeah, like his sunset.
Where was the vertical temperature gradient measurements on his sunset?
Yep. I'm sure I pointed that out to him. Maybe I skipped. Maybe I stopped it too soon. But I did
might
say
have said that. I think you
You
said that.
eyeballed it.
Yeah,
you eyeballed it. It was fine. It was good enough conditions, he said.
He licked his finger and he stuck it up in the air. He's like, "Yeah, it seems like inferior mirage."
Well, he said that because he had the uniform water and air temperatures, he didn't get a superior inferior mirage like normally happens. So he's also like, okay, so why are we usually getting an inferior mirage then? Don't you require the opposite? Because they say that you always have this downward refraction because you have it's deviating downward towards the denser medium downward. But if you're always getting inferior mirages, that's the opposite density gradient or optical density gradient. Anyway, he's full of freaking contradictions. Funny.
Hey DJ, when you make the video, make sure the closed captions are good, and then we can farm a ton of screenshots off of that and use them for memes.
Yeah, right. I will do that. I got a really funny thing to do at the start. I don't know if anyone's Jedi's seen the foreshadowing videos, but it's to do with that.
Yeah, I'm interested, man. Can't wait to see it. But I'm gonna have to go to bed, man. So I'll catch it when I wake up. You enjoy the rest of your morning or evening or after.
Yep. Cheers, Jedi.
All right. Peace.
Catch you later, man.
Yeah, DJ, I think we have a perfect thumbnail for your video.
Yep. What's that?
Did you see what Logie posted earlier?
Oh yeah. The Globlin.
The Globlin, yeah.
I gotta. Damn it! I gotta scroll up a long way to find that.
Hold on, I'll post it for you.
Shit.
I saved it.
Oh man, I got a funny video. I got to put it in the side chat. Check this out.
Yeah.
Got to check this out.
There you go.
Check out this little robot dog. Tell me who you think it looks like.
What the fuck? Oh, come on. No kidding, eh? Fuck. I get mixed up between the two. There's fucking MCTOON, then there's the other dude. What's his name? FTFE, there we go. I get mixed up between them.
They're both equally as pathetic.
One's got the British accent, though.
Yeah.
Alright, there I posted the other one there. That was from Karma. Put a little more love into it. Find that fucking hilarious, man. Loblin. God damn. I think Logie's is a little bit more, how do you put it? High res, you know, for thumbnails and shit. And then the other one's perfect for like a meme or whatever. I don't know. Work in progress, but it spawned the idea, so good luck putting that back in the bottle.
I could put on my conversation with Ruhif if you want to listen to that one. A good one to listen to also is Lanolin versus MCTOON a few weeks ago. Except the only problem was all of the anti-flat earthers were trolling the soundboard. Every time Lanolin would talk, they would just play sounds constantly, and there was no moderation. But Lanolin destroyed MCTOON.
Hey, Indio. Before we started, DJ, just a quick question.
Yeah.
You there, Indio?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm salvaging my honor, dude. Hold on.
Okay.
No one's gonna say I got the frickin' height wrong. I was dead on the motherfucking money. Okay, DJ.
Go ahead, DJ.
So that's from the U.S. Geographical Survey called Topo View. There's the pin about where I was. 15 feet.
Oh, awesome! All right, I want this for my my video, so I'm just gonna.
I'll give the link for the Topo. Yeah, I'll give the link too. So
awesome, perfect. And I'm gonna clip you saying that as well.
unlike MCTOON, I have honor to defend. That dude has no honor.
It says exactly 15 feet as well. That's excellent.
I knew I used the Geological Survey or something. I knew, like, I wouldn't use Google Maps because Google Maps is too fucked up. And they say, Google says that their vertical data is the worst. They said it could be off by as much as 30 meters. Now, they said this years ago, but I'm just going by that because they don't make any assurances to the accuracy of their product. You know, they try to make it accurate because if it was wildly inaccurate, then people wouldn't use it. But they want to make it good enough so that people don't whine. So
So can I use this site to find the elevation for different places?
Yeah, yeah, you can just
Oh.
like click right on wherever, and it'll like you can drop a pin like wherever you want on like the topographical map.
Yeah,
So
'cause I
they have a,
presented.
like if you go up, so if on this main page, right up in the top right, it says location. Type in the location. Of course, this is only in the United States. So you type in the location, hit enter, and it'll give you a bunch of choices of maps that you could download. But the current one they use for this topographical data, you just click on it, click on the point, and then in that same spot, right, will come up the elevation and the coordinates for wherever you clicked.
Awesome. Yeah, because I presented the 8-foot black swan, and they looked it
Yeah.
up, and he put the little marker right where the guy was standing in the observation, and it said 5 meters. And they said that he must have faked his screenshot that said 8 foot. And then when I looked it up, it said that they changed their data sets, and it could change easily on coastal areas by a couple of meters. But they
He
went
was
with it.
at Miramar Beach, California, right?
Yep.
Hey, I'm there right now. Oh, where my marker says 1 foot. I'll get his. Do you got the video handy? Because I'll just get the exact coordinates and type those in.
Yeah. Yep. That'll be.
Well, and that controversy. Make sure you make that dude apologize, or whatever. Say
Oh, I
something.
will. Yeah, yeah. They were bringing it up in the MCTOON debate as well, saying I screwed up on my last observation about the height, and now I've screwed up on this one.
That's what they try to do. That's their gimmick. They try to find something that might be incorrect, and then because you were incorrect on one thing, everything you say for the rest of all of time is wrong. Because that's how they think, right? They're trying to like, this person can't be trusted. Don't listen to what they say, because that's how they think about the world. They think, do I trust this person? Oh, I trust them. Now I can do whatever they say is gospel.
Yep, tactics. All right. I've got
Mental
the
disorder.
coordinates here. Yeah.